when we say Hollywood is shaking, we mean full-on earthquake vibes. Diddy's empire crumbling like stale cookies, and everybody is watching. And guess who just couldn't stay quiet? Katt Williams, Joe Rogan, and Terrence Howard, all spilling piping hot tea with zero filter. Let's start with Katt. That man's got a radar for shady parties, and he's been real vocal about dodging Diddy's influence. According to Katt, those nights didn't feel like parties. They felt like traps. Yes, traps, darling. Katt said the energy wasn't turn up, it was total turn back around. Then there's Terrence Howard. Ooh, the way he put it, Diddy wasn't looking for acting lessons, he was fishing for something darker. Terrence didn't give us the whole tea, but even a sip was enough to have folks clutching their pearls. And Joe Rogan, oh honey, Joe just called this entire meltdown one of the messiest things he's ever seen in Hollywood. That's saying something coming from the guy who's seen everything. Now here's the real kicker. With Diddy boxed in and the legal drama turning into a full-blown storm, people are whispering that he's about to flip. Yes, girl, flip like a pancake at brunch. And if he starts naming names, oh baby, the entire industry might go up in flames. And would you believe Steve Harvey dipped out just in time? 1 second he's cracking jokes on TV, posting up inspirational quotes, and being everyone's favorite uncle, and the next, he's ghost, vanished. No tweets, no public sightings, no nothing. And oh, the tea gets sweeter. Remember that tweet from 2017 where Steve called Diddy my brother and praised him for doing good for the kids? Deleted. Yep, scrubbed like a crime scene. Social media caught it immediately and dragged him into oblivion. People were like, Steve Harvey ran to a private island with no Wi-Fi and deleted the tweet and himself dead. So what gives? Why did Steve vanish like a magician's rabbit? No official word, but honey, the optics scream strategic escape. He probably saw the thunderclouds forming and hit the eject button. Not today, Satan. And then there's Meek Mill. Remember how cozy he used to be with Diddy? There's that one clip, iconic at this point, where Diddy tells Meek, you deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. And Meek lounging poolside like royalty. Social media made that yes daddy moment into a meme legend.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
But Bobby, fast forward to 2024 and Meek ain't having none of it. Rumors flew that he was the Philly rapper involved in one of the lawsuits tied to Diddy and Nicki Minaj. Meek came for everybody's neck and snapped on IG Live. No, Diddy gave Meek Millie in real life. Don't ever disrespect me. You heard? Boom. He even talked about how this mess was affecting his 12-year-old son. And if that wasn't enough, Meek pulled a whole bounty move, offered $100, 0 cents K to anyone who could find out who started the rumors. Now tell me, does that sound like a man still calling Diddy daddy? I think not. Between Steve scrubbing tweets like his life depended on it and Meek distancing himself like the building was on fire, Diddy's contact list probably looks like a ghost town. And guess who else got dragged into this mess? Usher. Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal dropped a bombshell, claiming Diddy's antics were so wild that Usher ended up in the hospital. While Usher never confirmed that exact story, he did call his Diddy days crazy and curious on Howard Stern. Babes, that's celebrity code for I've seen things. But let's talk about Kevin Hart. He tried to stay lighthearted, but when Diddy casually dropped that he used to share a bed with Usher, Kevin lost.
Goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because
unhinged. Part's face said everything, pure disbelief. And It doesn't end there. Jay-Z, his name's tangled in this saga too. Years ago, a lawsuit surfaced accusing both Jay-Z and Diddy of interacting with a young girl at an MTV VMAs after party. Jay-Z shut it down, called it blackmail, and the case got dismissed. But honey, the damage done. Jay even admitted that it felt like having a gun to his head. The mental toll, devastating. And then there's the whispers about Kathy White, a publicist who worked with Jay and Beyonce. She died from a brain aneurysm in 2011, but rumors claimed she had an affair with Jay-Z. Was it true? No one knows, but the buzz never stopped. Now that same infamous MTV after party has crept back into the spotlight, and even though the case was dropped, the stain remains. So now we've got Diddy tangled up with Usher, Kevin Hart gagging on live TV, and Jay-Z sidestepping old lawsuits and haunting rumors. But that's just scratching the surface, because baby, this scandal has tentacles. We're talking deep industry webs with connections that go way beyond music. Let's circle back to a moment that keeps getting replayed like it's the finale of a messy reality show. Diddy in French Montana at a birthday bash. The video's innocent enough at first glance, just a little hug, a whisper, but chilly. The internet zoomed in, slowed it down, and unpacked every pixel of that clip like it was the Zapruder film. Diddy whispers, "This is a special birthday for both of us." And French gives that soft little grin. Yeah, people clock that real fast. Was it just brotherly love, or was there more beneath the surface? They've said it's about wanting privacy and a quieter life. But when your name's getting whispered in the same breath as one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the decade, a move overseas looks less like peace and more like a clean getaway. And don't even get me started on George Clooney, another one talking about leaving the States, another big name subtly sliding out of the Hollywood spotlight. Baby, this is starting to look like a trend, a mass celebrity migration. And Diddy, he might be the epicenter of the quake. Now this is where it gets real. We're talking about Hollywood's unwritten rule book, the silent agreements, and the dark side no one wants to admit. But Katt Williams, Terrence Howard, and Dave Chappelle, they're done playing nice. Let's start with Terrence Howard. Oh baby, this man didn't just hint, he practically screamed that his relationship with Diddy wasn't mentorship. Nope, it was something way deeper and way more uncomfortable. He didn't spell it all out, but he didn't have to. That look in his eye, that quiet fury, we felt it. He said there were things going on behind the scenes that the public never saw, and the way he phrased it, you could tell he's been holding this truth for years, like he's been biting his tongue, and now the floodgates are open, and standing right beside him, our unapologetic king of realness, Katt Williams. This man has never played by Hollywood's rules, and this time, he's naming names without even needing to drop them. Katt said Diddy tried to get close. He said he was invited into that inner circle, the one filled with velvet ropes and dark secrets, but he refused. He said no to the pressure, no to the games, no to the industry's twisted demands. And y'all, that's not just bravery, that's legendary. But the thing is, Katt's not alone in this. Dave Chappelle, yes, the comedy goat, walked away from $50 million 0 cents because Hollywood wanted to turn him into a caricature of himself. You remember when Chappelle just vanished to South Africa at the peak of his fame? That wasn't a midlife crisis, that was a silent scream. He refused to wear dresses in sketches just for cheap laughs. He refused to play roles that stripped away his integrity, and when he saw that the powers that be were trying to mold him into something he wasn't, he said, "I'm out," and dipped. Just like that. But these men, Katt, Terrence, Dave, they said they'd rather be forgotten than be fake. They'd rather be broke than be broken. So here's the real question. Will Hollywood ever change? Will it stop forcing performers into boxes? Will it stop punishing people for saying no? Because the silence has been golden for the gatekeepers. But now that silence is breaking. Louder voices are rising. And it's not just about boycotting Diddy or canceling shady parties. It's about shifting the whole system, about demanding dignity over deals, integrity over industry. Katt, Terrence, Dave. They made their choice, and maybe it cost them gigs, endorsements, and fame, but they walked out with their souls intact, and that is the loudest flex of them all. So now that Katt Williams, Terrence Howard, and Dave Chappelle have cracked the foundation, it's like the whole industry is shaking in its designer boots. And guess what? The dominoes are falling fast. Celebrities are scattering like roaches when the lights come on. And you know it's bad when the biggest names start plotting their exits. Let's take a little stroll down the A-list avenue, shall we? First stop, Leonardo DiCaprio. One of the most photographed men on earth suddenly says he's going on vacation. Baby, when the rich and powerful disappear, it's never just for some sun and sangria. Word on the street is Leo's been linked to those white parties. You know, the ones where the vibe is exclusive and the activities, well, let's just say they don't show up in People magazine. Leo's known for keeping his private life locked down, but even he couldn't hide from the whispers. That vacation? Yeah, right. More like a quiet escape while the storm brews. Then we've got Ashton Kutcher. Once just Kelso from That 70s Show, now he's hanging around tech billionaires and, surprise, Diddy. The two have been spotted together way more often than anyone expected, and now people are wondering what exactly they have in common beyond business. Is it just a coincidence, or is Ashton caught in the same web of power and secrets? And get this, he and Mila Kunis are talking about leaving the US entirely, not for a vacation, not for filming, for good. That's not just a lifestyle change, that's a whole retreat. And honestly, they're not the only ones considering it. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, even Ellen, who's already gone quiet, are all starting to fade from the scene. And it's not because they've aged out, it's because the industry heat is becoming unbearable. You see, when the spotlight turns too bright, even the biggest stars start searching for the shadows. And now people are starting to ask the one question no one dared before. Is there something much, much bigger going on? Because with every headline about Diddy's parties, every old video that resurfaces, every lawsuit, every cryptic IG live, we're starting to see a pattern. It's not just scandal, it's not just drama. It's a system that covers for its own, that protects those who play the game, that punishes those who say enough. And what happens when someone like Diddy, the ultimate power player, starts to fall? Oh baby, the whole structure trembles. People start deleting tweets, scrubbing photos, packing bags, and suddenly the Hollywood dream looks a lot more like a nightmare. Let's not forget the Diddy party stories. Whew. Everyone from bodyguards to backup dancers to exes has something to say. These weren't just social events, these were curated experiences. Invitations only, phones confiscated, NDAs signed at the door. What was going on behind those mansion gates? And now that it's all bubbling up to the surface, those who used to brag about the invites, they're denying they even went. Because let's face it, no one wants to be the next name dragged into this legal firestorm. No one wants the feds at their front door. And Diddy? He's looking more and more like the guy who's willing to start talking if it means saving himself. The fear in Hollywood right now? Palpable. Everyone's wondering the same thing. Who's next? You've got stars who used to post selfies with Diddy now acting like they never met the man. You've got publicists working overtime, deleting comments, changing captions, updating bios. It's cleanup mode and it's messy. And the public, we're watching, we're taking notes. We see who's panicking. We see who's pretending to be unbothered. We see who's staying quiet, and we're asking why. Because silence, that's not innocence, not in this town. And the truth is, the walls are closing in. Katt Williams, he tried to warn us years ago, but back then they called him crazy. Terrence Howard, he tried to speak up too, but they said he was difficult. Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million, 0 cents, and they painted him as unstable. But now they're looking more like prophets than problems, because everything they warned us about is now playing out in real time. The exploitation, the pressure, the silent demands. The career's broken, not by lack of talent, but by a refusal to conform. And Diddy, he's just the latest mask to slip off. But he won't be the last, because when one domino falls in Hollywood, baby, the whole line starts to tumble. So where does that leave us? Honestly, at a turning point. This scandal, this epic unraveling of celebrity culture as we know it, might just be the thing that forces the industry to change, or at the very least, forces more people to speak. Because for every star running away, there are others ready to stand up, to speak truth, to demand better. And as for Diddy, well, The man once called king of the industry is now just trying to survive it. He's not dancing anymore. He's not popping bottles in the club. He's not posting inspirational messages about bad boy for life. He's lawyered up. He's being investigated, and every day it seems like another friend, another ally, another witness walks away. The illusion is shattered, and the rest of us, we're watching this empire crumble with front row seats because after years of glamour, power, and secrets, the masks are off, the lights are on, and honey, the truth is louder than ever.